About 2 months ago, I received a letter. And I didn't answer the young man because I wanted to do this on the air. A very, very touching letter. In fact, it's too nice, to be honest with you. And I'm really afraid to give out the gentleman's name because I don't know if I'm allowed to. We'll just call him Technical Seargant John, United States Air Force. Hello, Mark. My name is Technical Seargant John. I'm a 19-year-old active duty member of the U.S. Air Force. I won't say where he's stationed. I write this to you from our, base supporting both the Iraq and Afghanistan theaters of operation. As you know, 31 August 2010 marked the official end of combat operations in Iraq and thus the end of Operation Iraqi Freedom. He tells me who he is and what he does, and he says, I've had the distinct privilege of flying multiple combat sorties dating back to the initial shock and awe bombing run that kicked off major military operations. We now arrive at this milestone of the final day of the air tasking order. He was 19. It's not now, obviously. Due to the fact that I'm deployed on a final day of the mission, I'm having to read this with a little staccato to cover up certain things. I truly believe a flag flown in your honor is fitting on many levels. First off, after 7 years, 5 months, 12 days, in the lives of over 4,400 American heroes, I can't begin to express how much I and a huge majority of my brethren in the armed forces appreciate your support. Well, he goes on. I'm not going to read that part, but I appreciate it. Having the privilege of working and flying with these extremely fine, capable, and intelligent professional young officers, I can assure you that there is much to be hopeful about and optimistic about as it pertains to our country's future. I would second that emotion for all the incredible young people I work with who stepped up and raised their right hands, took an oath, and joined us in this endeavor after 9/11. As my career enters its twilight, I share your confidence and optimism in the future of the military and our country with guys like those picking up where we older troopers leave off. And with that, it is my and my crew's honor to present you with this United States flag and accompanying certificate of authenticity flown on the final day of Operation Iraqi Freedom as a small token of our appreciation for your unwavering support throughout this endeavor. Very respectfully, and the whole name, but I'm not going to mention, I'll just say John. John, I will be contacting you now that I read that on the air. And I am blessed. And I want to thank you and your crew for the flag. I have it. And it will soon be framed and be hanging right here in the bunker where I can look at it each and every day and each and every broadcast. And I want to thank all the people who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. I want to thank, in fact, one of my colleagues, Matt Fories. All of you. All of you. You've made a huge difference in the world, absolutely. And we're still fighting like hell in Afghanistan. I wish under a different commander-in-chief with different rules of engagement, but it is what it is. And anyone who can hear me, who can send a message to the Yanks in Iraq and Afghanistan and our allied forces to please tell them we know they're there. God bless them. We thank them. And when it comes to Al-Qaeda and the Taliban, kill as many of those bastards as you possibly can before they harm you. Am I allowed to say that? I don't really care. That's the best defense. And we'll have your back right here. Now, we have a lot of folks who listen to this program who are patriotic, who are unequivocally pro-American, as am I. And many of us have not served. Members of our family have. My father in World War II. My mother's father, my grandfather Mo, in World War II. My dad's father in World War I used to train soldiers on motorcycles and told my dad, make sure your kids never ride motorcycles. Okay, it's a different story. But anyway, and I've had uncles, and my story is not the only story of this sort, with family members who've served in the military, some in combat, some not. And I've always said, those of you who serve or have served, you're a better person than I am. Because you're doing something that I didn't do. I don't know why I didn't do it. I just got, there was no war going on when I was an older teenager and in my young 20s, early 20s. But I want to thank you all. I really do. And I want you to know your country is thankful. And I'm glad Veterans Day falls on a Thursday, so it's not just another sales day where people are running around, oh, our Veterans Day sales. I'm not against sales days, but it's Veterans Day, not 50% off day. In honor of all of you who've served in the military, I know it's not Memorial Day, but I want to honor those who've passed and who've served in the military too. Here are our military songs. The Marines. The Coast Guard. Merchant Marines.